What are we doing here? Last rays of the afternoon sun here. It's the 28th of April 2024, and just coming into the Magothy River here. I've never been here before. Judging by the houses on the shore, I could not afford to live here. This place looks pretty upscale, and also looking at some of the mostly just power boats. I mean, that's one of the more plebeian ones over there, but some of the powerboats coming in and out of here, it's there's a lot of expensive property. That certainly looks like a nice place to spend a couple of nights. And from here it's about 10 miles to Young's Boatyard, so we're not far now. I think it's the result of the heating of the land here, because this guy over here is actually on the opposite tack and almost steering the same course we are, and he looks to be kind of close reaching on starboard. We're close hold on port and almost heading the same, and then it looks like right in here is just where it's just all dead air. But hopefully this wind will work its way. So that'll give us a fair wind out through the cut here. We'll see. Oh, starting to feel some help here. As usual, people are motoring. They're shouting over the motor. And maybe do or don't realize they're broadcasting their entire conversation over the bay. Oh, that's better. Doing a good 4 knots here now. Oh, what do they think of next? Well, at least the conditions are fairly gentle. I'm not going downwind in 20 knots here. And my friend Tom says there is water on either side of the marked channel. We shouldn't have to tack, but when I spoke to the owner of Young's Yard earlier today, he told me not to worry about having to sail in because they have a workboat, so they'll give me a tow. And granted, I got slowed down by light air, so it's a little after 5 p.m. now, and I just received a text from him saying that he's had to leave for the day, and so there's nobody around to operate the workboat. But there will be people to help me with my lines. Well, okay, so I'm feeling a little abused here, but I'm going to try it anyway. can go off the end.
Yeah, wherever works for you the easiest.
Oh, all right. All right.
Any of these work fine.
All right. All right, I'm going to shoot up into the wind. Didn't quite make it, so I've had to drop anchor, and I'll ship the sculling oar. And I'll manage to get close enough to toss this guy a line. And of course I run out of film here, but I managed to toss the line, and we got her pulled into the slip. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You're on camera.
You rest well?
Yes, actually, surprisingly.
Good.
After
Good.
that huge meal there.
Oh man.
There's
Brake.
a check engine light.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad. It's the brake light, and
So Tom is going to lend me his truck as I need to drive to Maine. And in the yard right next door is Alan on Wave Rover, and his YouTube channel is Sailing Wave Rover. And I've never actually seen Wave Rover live, and so I'm going to just check things out here before I hit the road.
Yeah, so it was always pivoting through these bushings, right?
All right.
But then with these lashings, so it had lashings here.
Yep.
We could, without really spoiling the look of the boat.
Right.
And what space that was left, I had to put a paddle. So that's actually a heavy weather paddle. I've got a taller one that just misses the solar by about
All
an
right.
inch, and it's
Yeah, so now I'm slowing down. I believe I'm in New York here, George Washington Bridge. That is New York, right? I need to review my geography. So the reason I'm driving to Maine is because when my father passed away at the end of 2023, my sister was named executor of the estate, and her first task in that capacity was to sell the house. And so I just found out about a month ago now that she has a buyer for the house. And so I have to drive up to Maine to retrieve my stuff. Otherwise, it's going to end up in a landfill. Well, Tom wasn't kidding. It's almost 7 p.m. I got going around 8 in the morning, so that was almost 11 hours. So now we got to see what the situation with the house is. My sister says there's still water and electricity. But I'm not sure whether the stove still works, because the plan was to get a pizza, but I gotta make sure the stove still works, and I gotta find the key first. So I'm gonna see the realtor sign out front, so we'll check that out, see what the deal is. Just going through my old stuff here. This is an old model sailboat I built. And I remember they're basically strip planked. It's all out of balsa wood here. And there was some sort of ripstop I used for the sails. And it would float. And there was a local pond where I grew up. And you just set them and they'd sail around the pond and eventually end up on another shore, and you go retrieve it. So there's some lead there. Somebody wants to smelt that down. But I think all this is going to get junked. I'll just leave a photographic record of it. There's another piece of memorabilia. This is one of Fatty Goodlander's books. Some of you might know him. He's written for Cruising World now for quite some time, on watch. So I remember he gave me this for to Kevin of Ruth Avery, making Josh Slocum proud. Captain Fatty, Durban, December 2003. Nice signature. Well, I found the topsail, but have no idea what happened to the yard and the jackyard. But it turns out this is the old club boom to the staysail. It turns out this is just long enough and approximately the right size. Might need to be a little thicker, but it's supposed to bend in the gusts, right? And this is nice Douglas fir. So I'm going to see if I can rip this with the table saw. I got to get this hardware off first, though. So I'm almost got that. Sure this table saw still works here. Hasn't run in a while, but it still runs. Well, bye-bye Maine. What is today? It's the 4th of May, 2024. So I've just packed up all the stuff I can take. And so this is no longer my home base. So I'm going to put my stuff into public storage. And I got to figure out what to do about a mailing address. Anyway, got to get all this stuff back to Sparrow's Point first. Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.